Good morning, guys. Happy Labor Day Monday. So, hope everybody's got a day off and maybe you're sleeping in a little bit and get to watch this a little later throughout the day. But, okay, so maybe a holiday, but it doesn't mean the idiocity doesn't stop. So, few things that came out over the weekend that I kind of looked at and just want to smack somebody upside the back of the head here. You know, everybody's favorite jackass, Jim Acosta, okay, CNN reporter that always tries to make himself the news, would come up with the stupidest question in the world he could in the press conferences with Sarah Huckabee Sanders or Kayleigh McEnany or anything like that. That idiot, remember him? Okay. He has decided over the weekend to compare conservatives to the Taliban, saying that he's calling us the MAGA ban, okay? This is his quote. Get this. Some members of the far right in this country have apparently decided they will resort to intimidation and in some cases even violence to get what they want. Really, Jim? Because I didn't realize that Antifa and BLM were far-right organizations. I didn't realize that Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer were far-right. Gee, let's talk about intimidation. Should we talk about Texas? Oh, I don't know. Let's talk about some of the bizarre things that have come out of some of the loony left in Congress about the law that was signed in Texas regarding the heartbeat bill. Okay. I'm sorry, Jim, but the intimidation and violence is your side. Okay. Haven't seen any stories lately about, I don't know, a Proud Boys member shooting an Antifa guy? No, that didn't happen. An Antifa guy shooting a Proud Boys guy? Oh yeah, that did happen in Portland over the weekend. So don't give me any crap about which side is violent and which side is trying to intimidate the other. Okay. But then it gets even funnier. Okay. Over the weekend, there is a group called Extinction Rebellion. Again, another far left Looney Tune idiot conglomerate here. All right. They had a protest on Saturday in Trafalgar Square in Britain. Okay. They're also worried about saving the world, the environmentalist Green New Deal bullshit. All right. They are actually coming out. This is true, guys. Okay. Saying that the only way that we can save the world is that we need to follow the model of Cuba. Okay? That's the only way we can combat the supposed man-made climate change. All right? Get this quote. If you want to start your day with a laugh, listen to this one. This is her quote. Through remarkable steps like their 100-year plan to protect the population from the worst effects of climate change, Cuba shows that socialism is the only system capable of marshaling the organization necessary for a sustainable future by returning the power to the working class masses. Really? Because I seem to see a whole bunch of Cubans protesting in the street saying, throw the government out, we want freedom. Okay? It's idiots like Acosta, this bimbo, that are destroying the world. It's people like this that empower the Bidens, the Harrises, the AOCs, the Pelosi's, the Schumers, the Omars, the Schiffs, the Nadlers. It's brain dead people like these two that make the loony left think what they're doing is right. Now, let's take a look at Cuba. Okay, the remarkable steps they've taken. Yeah, driving the 1950s cars that are held together with bubble gum, duct tape, and Coke cans that can't do more than 15 miles an hour, okay, to protect the population from the worst effects of climate change. Let's see, when's the last time it snowed in Cuba? Yeah, because, when you're in an area on an island that's warm all year, not a whole lot to worry about there in regards to your climate changing. Gee, it's 95 degrees today instead of 97 degrees. Oh my God, that must be climate change. Okay. Socialism's the only system capable of marshaling the organization necessary. That's hilarious, because here, this dingaling doesn't realize that the only reason she has a podium to stand on in the first place is because of capitalism and democracy. Because if she was in a socialist country, there is no freaking way in the world that the government would allow her to speak like this. This is the thing. Guys, remember what socialism and communism is. Look at the former Soviet Union. Look at what's going on in China right now. You either agree with what the government says, or you shut up, or you get a bullet in your head. All right? Those are your options. Okay? Now, the funny part is, when you get into socialism and communism, you want to talk about 1%ers, okay? You have a 0.1% and a 99.9%. The 0.1% are the president, his entourage, whatever it was, who were sitting there, eating T-bones and lobster for breakfast because, the caviar hasn't been cut out of the fish yet, that they're going to have for lunch. And the rest of us are sitting with a bowl of gruel. If this bimbo thinks that she's going to be one of the elite, she's an idiot, okay? If Acosta thinks he's going to be one of the, Acosta might be the court jester. That might be a possible career move for him, but that's it. But this is the thing. People don't get it, all right? There are places in the world that are a lot worse because they are socialist than the ones that are capitalist. I cannot think of one place ever that has had a socialist government that has had a better standard of living than the countries that have capitalism. If anybody can name one, I'd love to have a debate with you about it. If somebody wants to tell me that living in North Korea, where, hey, they're only practicing cannibalism right now, is better than living in, Great Britain, the United States, can't say Canada because Canada's gone socialist, so is Australia. Please I'd love for this idiot to have a conversation with me. Maybe I'd smack her upside the head once or twice and, knock some sense into her. But then again, you never get to the point where even people, once they get something better, are happy. Okay? We have a border crisis at the southern border. We all know that. 2 million illegals coming across the border. No problem. Okay. We have a problem with all these Afghanis coming, trying to escape Afghanistan. Got to escape Afghanistan. We're supposed to take in a couple of 100,000 people from Afghanistan, right? How many people, to go back to this woman here for a second, how many people are fleeing from Miami to Cuba? Not a whole lot, okay? Do you see a whole lot of people trying to emigrate and claim political asylum in, Beijing? Pyongyang? No, I don't think so, But we have 2.5 million people coming across the U.S. border because, life's better here. Why? Because there's capitalism, okay? You have a chance to do something. But this is where it gets idiotically insane. We have brought over tens of thousands of Afghanis already. We all know they're being sent to Virginia, Wisconsin, Texas, wherever it would be, all over the place. Fort Bliss, El Paso. Know it well. Spent 2.5 years there. Okay. They are housing thousands of Afghan refugees there. Now, there is an Afghani refugee who had the freaking nerve to post a picture of the dinner that was paid for by the U.S. taxpayer and given to him. Chicken, fruit, and bread. Okay? And he had the nerve to bitch about it. To make it even funnier, okay? Here's a guy who came over from Afghanistan, who left his wife and kids and came to the United States, who had to escape Afghanistan. And then he's bitching about, I don't know, the fact that he's staying on a military base where he's probably pretty safe. I don't think anybody's going to try to kill him in the streets, okay? He's eating something that's fresh. He's got a roof over his head. There's no risk of anybody walking in the door in the middle of the night with a gun and blowing his head off, okay? But he's got the nerve to freaking bitch. Now, there's a whole bunch of homeless veterans, homeless people in the United States that don't have any of those luxuries. The veterans, who actually might have been people that went over there to fight the war that you were too cowardly to fight for yourself, don't have the same luxury that you do to have a roof over their head or eat a meal, okay? He also didn't think about this one. Here's an Afghani refugee who has an iPhone and a Twitter account with 2,000 followers. Wow. His quote, "I had a pretty good job back in Kabul. I had a decent life. I had my family. I was forced to flee Afghanistan and give up everything after the Taliban took control of Kabul in the wake of the U.S.'s withdrawal of troops from the country last month." No, you were not forced to leave. You left by choice. I sincerely doubt that any American soldier came up and put a gun to your head and said, "Get on this plane or else." You could have stayed in Kabul. You were the coward that abandoned your family, wouldn't fight for your country, and then come here and have the freaking nerve to bitch about what my tax dollars are paying you to have a potential life. If you don't freaking like it, I'll tell you what, get on the next plane back to Kabul. The airport's open again. You can go home. Because you know what? It's people like you we don't want here. That is good description today, guys, of the idiots that we need to watch out for, we need to prep for. The battle lines are getting drawn very quickly. If y'all haven't figured out something's coming soon, you still got blinders on. But the division in this country has gone to 11. It's the only thing I can do, okay? Have a good one. Pinball out.